Jake's wearing a kimono, which is even worse cultural appropriation.
It's not just a kimono. It's like a tiger, tacky, like 80s cocaine dealer Scarface kimono.
He's wearing
it's
a
like
shirt
double.
under it this time, though.
Yeah, today he's wearing a shirt.
He usually
We have
doesn't.
guests. We have guests. Come on.
I appreciate that.
The last several weeks, he's literally been wearing this kimono with no shirt under it.
Yeah, literally. It's really he's been Winnie the Poohing it around the house in just the kimono and like no pants, nothing, just like Winnie the Pooh, totally.
Because there's been like a lot of video conferencing calls and stuff with my work and stuff recently. I've like been avoiding video because and this is genuine. I do a lot of work in the day, but then when there's a call, I normally roll a smoke and I like have a smoke whilst I'm on the call. But no one in my work smokes really, or at least they don't smoke on work calls. So I feel really out of place and really weird about it. So I just don't put my video on anymore. But I had a client that I really enjoy working with. He's like not a friend, but like he's a guy I mixed an album with, and he's really cool. So I'm not going to name drop him because he's kind of famous. But
So modest, Jake.
it's just how you know, it's how you do, it's how you roll, isn't it? Sometimes. But I was like, I'm going to get on video with him because I love this guy. But then I totally forgot I was wearing this kimono. He's like, hey, what are you wearing there, man? You wearing like a kimono with a tiger on it? I was like, oh, yeah, I am wearing that. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it came a couple of weeks ago and it's just really comfy. I've not really taken it off since. He's just like, oh, nice.
What about you, Ben? How has quarantine been treating you? Have you formed any odd habits or odd fixations?
Well, I mean, the sleep schedule has definitely gotten strange.
Oh, yeah.
Right? No doubt about that.
Yeah.
That's probably not good. Otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I've been doing, I've been busy enough that I probably haven't had like quite the level of quarantine madness that a lot of people have. So I'm relatively lucky there. And, probably it's mostly just like forced us to stop eating fast food and things like that, which are all of the good.
Yeah.
Yes, forced us to stop eating fast food, a thing that all of us have done for real.
Man, it's made me realize how addicted to that shit I am, though. Like, even in your recent video, Peter, you had literally a 2-second clip of an Impossible Whopper burger fucking advert, and I was just like, oh my god, Burger King. I haven't had fucking Burger King in 3 months. I could so go for a Whopper right now.
Yeah,
I know, right?
Yeah, I do love the Impossible Whopper, I've got to say.
Low Society, sponsored by Burger King.
Well, I've got to say,
Burger Republic.
Why can't we? Oh, that would be great. The co-op Burger King.
That'd be dope. Well, yeah, speaking of things that have been annoying during quarantine, like this whole weird paternalistic stance that the liberal establishment is taking over black people has been something that has really, really put me into a state of despair. Also, just random liberals on Twitter sending me DMs like, oh my God, you're so strong, Angie. People who I don't know, who I don't want to know, who don't know me. Just like,
you don't have to call me out like this, Angie.
Yeah, Ashley, I'm telling you.
Ashley's just been sending these repeated, you're so strong, Angie.
You're so strong.
How do you do it?
Well, number one, I'm not even African American, so that's like one aspect of it that they've gotten completely.
You are very strong, though.
Yeah.
I'm very strong though, but I'm not even African American. That doesn't mean that I'm not like, affected by the African American plight. I mean, I think that black struggle is a global struggle, but I also think that black struggle is a universal struggle, one that is emblematic of all of the failures and contradictions of capitalism. So to see all of these white guilty liberals self-flagellating makes me kind of sick to my stomach, because it's like, I get that that's like your fetish or whatever, but it has like no place in politics.
Speaking of fetish, the clip of them actually washing black people's feet, like,
oh dear God,
like I can't imagine something like when I saw, like, okay, so I'm not like trying to say like, oh, there's nothing that white people should do to try to help black people, but I have no idea how on earth that is helping black people.
The person who came up with that was some like dude with a foot fetish. He just
definitely,
absolutely, just
100%.
He sneaked it in and was like, "This is a great idea, guys."
Tarantino's consulting for the Democrats.
Tarantino.
Oh god.
Yeah, just footnote about that. I loved the way that in
Footnote.
in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like he's just not even pretending.
Yeah.
Like at least in Kill Bill, there was like a plot reason that you were looking at Beatrix Kiddo's feet, but like like it actually tied into something that was going on. But like in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he's giving the Manson chick a ride in his in his car, and the camera's just on her like bare feet propped up on the dashboard for no reason for like 2 minutes.
I wouldn't mind Tarantino's loving gaze on my feet. I've envisioned it. A couple of times. I wouldn't mind that at all. I think I'd feel special. I get a pedicure. And
Yeah, but what
everything.
happens when he starts washing them and DMing you about how strong you are?
About how strong I am. That's the one white person that I would accept that shit from, to be honest. But yeah, it's been a roller coaster of weirdness. Like, especially it's like a messianic like thing where, black struggle is sort of being compared to this sort of Christ-like struggle and this sort of Christ-like, ability to take stress and take pain and to persevere. And I'm a black person and I'm trying to say, I'm not a fucking stress mule. I'm not here to take pain. Right. I'm not here to look noble. And my identity isn't centered in being a victim. And I don't want to be a racialized subject. It's very dehumanizing to be a purely racialized subject. And, some of this stuff really, really bothers me. But criticizing it is always met with this sort of, you're not acknowledging the plight that people have gone through, and you're minimizing the amount of work that white people need to do to make things right. And I'm like, we all need to do work to make things right. And that's not an all lives matter type of sentiment, but the only thing that's going to save us as a collective, as a species, is shared class struggle. I just don't buy it, and I don't appreciate people trying to sort of pigeonhole me into this perpetually racialized pool. Like, I want socialism so that people like me, black people, Africans, whatever, can have the material conditions that they need to thrive so that we can be left the fuck alone to get on with our lives. That's all I want. I don't want some fetishist washing my feet, unless it's Tarantino.